Hello, Smite fans. Welcome back. It's the third game we're doing today. 16-8-4. No, fourth game today. It's a fourth Constellation match.
Math is fun.
And it's Cognitive versus Nomad.
Yep. Important to note, though, Jerby will not be playing for Team Nomad in this game.
He will not.
Nope. He is going to be subbed out here. So, obviously,
Mr. Mackey taking his place.
Yeah, obviously, advantage going to Cog, but Team Nomad, definitely no jokes.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it with Mr. Mackey, or will Cognitive, potentially the stronger team,
Yeah.
actually be the stronger team here. Now
That's
that
the question,
on the
right?
board. Met Yankee Paradox, Sasek, Mr. Mackey, and BCHM will be the roster for Nomad today.
Yep. What's your pre-predictions here, Bart? I've been under the gun the entire time.
I don't see Cog losing this game.
Yeah.
I do not. But we'll see how it goes in picks and bans. I may reevaluate my decision based on the team that they choose. Take it away.
Look at that. Look at that.
Timing is impeccable.
Man, it's like we prepped for this. Fantastic. Well, getting ready in here. Aphrodite, the first ban here. Cognitive saying, we don't want to go against that.
Yeah, Sasek, second time that's going to be banned against him. We'll see if he reprises his role as Hercules, perhaps. Second ban coming through is Bastet on the side of Nomad. Back to Cognitive Gaming with the third ban of the game. It's Shiba Lanke, so we won't be seeing the Mayan powerhouse this game. Will we see then probably the Cupid picks here? But Thor banned out.
Well, this is a
final
no-brainer.
ban.
Should be Circuit, right?
First pick Circuit, and first pick Circuit it is. And yes, my prediction for Cognitive to win, I'm still holding that one. If they drafted Circuit in the first pick position. Now, this does leave maybe Cupid Athena open here for Cognitive if they want it.
Yep, Athena is going to be very, very strong here. No reason to not pick her up. Her engagement's fantastic. Her global presence is even better. And really just her pressure on the map is almost unparalleled right now. And that's going to be an Agni as well. So Agni, very, very safe. A lot of burst. Arguably one of the best mages in the game.
Yes, indeed. And paired with Athena, obviously, a lot of AoE control. We saw the combination last game. But they're going to let Cognitive get Circuit Cupid.
Yee.
I mean, and so they kind of forego these big-time damage burst cores in favor of the lockdown and AoE CC. Obviously, Agni brings plenty of damage to the table. And to round out their first picking phase, Cognitive will take Sylvanas here before we go into the counter bans. Final pick to the side of Nomad, and it's a Wheelish.
Nice.
Don't think you need to take her here.
Yeah?
To be honest with you.
You don't think so?
I mean, I think she's a fine guy to pick up, but I'm fairly certain she wouldn't have been banned.
Yep.
And you might as well take her later in the draft.
Yeah. So Poseidon goes ahead and gets banned out, as well as Uller. Poseidon makes the most sense to ban out. You got Sylvanas to set up in easy Fields of Love, as well as Kraken. With Aegis no longer providing CC immunity, you get rid of Poseidon.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, no Poseidon is there. No Uller available either. Was that they were expecting a solo lane Uller? Oh no, I'm sorry. They were expecting. I'm crazy. I was looking at the bands wrong there. But the rounded out is Cognitive. It's Tyr, Kukulkan. My goodness gracious, that's a lot of team fight, a lot of CC, a lot of lockdown, a lot of burst on the side of Cognitive and Nomad. They say, we need it. It's a Guan Yu for our solo lane to go up against that Tyr. I think it's a pretty nice matchup there that they've selected for themselves, and you still got that healing core for Sasek. But can Neath do it against Cupid?
That's the big question. I don't know about Neath. Neath is like you kind of use your wave clear on the wave, right? Like you use your ability to clear on the wave, and then you use your backflip to kind of get out. But that's
so we actually have. It looks like that it's not actually Cupid, guys. A little bit of a mistake there in the picks and bans. It's actually Artemis that's drafted here as the hunter for Cog. So no Cupid in this game. No Cupid, no Shiba Lanke either. It's Circuit, Artemis, Sylvanas, Tyr, Kukulkan to round out that Cognitive roster. And well, with that, it doesn't change my prediction at all because Artemis, a very, very powerful late game powerhouse carry, and it actually makes her team a bit stronger now given the Neath because they can definitely take this one late against Nomad. But Cognitive rolls out of their base, and as you can see, it is famous hate on that Artemis.
Now, Meerkat does have Tyr. Tyr right now is a very, very strong warrior in the solo lane. He has great sustain. He has good CC. And surprisingly enough, as soon as he gets Runeforged on, he hits very, very hard for the little bit of damage that he has. So I think there's a big, big weight on Meerkat's shoulders, and I think he has to win that laning phase.
Yeah, I mean, this is the matchup that I think we'll be looking at. It's Tyr versus Guan Yu. Both these teams have been the impact player for their respective squads in the last couple of plays. Now, one question that I do have here is kind of like, why do you pick a Wheelix on a team that has no other knockups? It's a little strange, a bit strange.
Yeah, you would have loved to see like a Vulcan or like a Habois here in that scenario. But the one thing that just jumped out to me is that Heroin is starting off with tier 1 of Book of Thoth, meaning he has no pots.
Yeah, no pots.
At all.
Yeah, so you can rush your Book of Thoth, you can rush your Warlock Sash, but it does prevent you from having those consumables in the lane. This also means that the jungler is going to really have a little bit more pressure to kind of stay there and hold his lane if he's forced out early on. So look for the aggression out of Agni. If he can get, 200-300 damage onto this Kukulkan, they could really drastically stunt his growth.
Yeah, now Kukulkan also, he is getting 75 mana out of that, and his passive really helps with the mana as well.
Yes,
the more mana he gets, it converts into power, and he's going to get red buff off the beginning. So his clear should be very, very
He'll
good.
be fine.
Yeah. he shouldn't have a problem. The real play, Bart, is starting off with red pot and then getting it. Yeah.
Oh, is that the real play?
That's the Johnny Big Balls play.
That sounds like a horrible play.
Oh, yeah, no, you die. But, if you get that kill.
Yes, yeah, that's... so back when the red pots were 400 gold, not 450, it was a little bit more of a viable start. But in the duo lane, we missed the opening kill, unfortunately. It's Famous Hate onto Paradox there. And, well, we already mentioned how Artemis stacks up against Neith in the later stages of the mid-game and into the late game with her passive crit. It definitely isn't made better by giving up the first blood of the Artemis. So this is a pretty difficult situation that Nomad finds themselves in. Now, they have a little bit of a timer now. They need to get a kill onto Artemis here in the laning phase.
This is the play. So,
and you can see the rotation.
Yep. This is the exact play. This is going to be the meta here, guys. So you shove that second wave. You have 35 seconds until that wave hits the enemy wave. So you go back and you steal these back Harpies. This is going to give them a big advantage over everything.
Oh! Rap air horns. Famous Hate, second kill in the lane. This one may be over sooner rather than later. Mr. Mackey's going to get pursued down by Masters, the third kill for Cognitive, and they are all over Team Nomad. It's really surprising to me that they've already kicked Jerby off of this team. No, I'm kidding, obviously. Jerby, their captain and mid laner, unable to make this game due to a client issue, unfortunately. So it is Mr. Mackey that we did see taking the spill to Famous Hate.
Yeah, this is looking pretty ugly.
It's not a great opening. It's definitely not where you want to be.
No.
Late game in favor of Cognitive, and they have Cirquette. It's a very, very mobile and dangerous jungler through the mid-period of the game and scales quite well with levels. Or on farm, I'm sorry. Meerkat more scaling off of levels, but luckily they have him in the solo lane where he's going to get plenty of those. And, well, they're keeping down Met Yankee and Mr. Mackey for Team Nomad. So two of the kind of AoE stunning teamfight controllers have been shut down in the early stages of the game by this Cirquette. And, Famous Hate picking up those 2 kills as well.
Dude, Famous Hate has 1230 gold in hand and climbing. For 2 minutes and 25 seconds, that is insane. He's going to have Dev Gloves very, very soon.
He has the gold for Dev Gloves right now.
Yeah.
It's just a question of when he wants to go back and get them, honestly.
Yeah. I almost wonder if he wants to do anything else. He could get ballsy if he really wanted to and just be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do this, but traditionally it's always Dev.
Oh, no, he's 30 gold away right now.
Yeah, it's 1,400.
So
yeah, it's 1,400.
Just this next wave, and then ready to go will be Famous Hate with those Devourer's Gloves, and it's going to be about a 3-minute timing on those. So one of the early Devourer's Gloves you're going to see.
Yeah, great play from him. Mid-harps are going to come up here. Cirquette's going to jump in, secure the right. Sylvanas secures the left, and Kukulkan's just going to continue to zone here. Whirlwind, probably one of the most annoying abilities to deal with, but right side Guan Yu shredding through tier.
Yep, that's what Guan Yu does just so well, removing protections from bruisers, and he does his heal a little bit more cost-efficient than tiers. So having a pretty decent time of it is Guan Yu, but will it be enough to kind of swing this game back into the favor of Team Nomad, where Cog has pulled so far ahead in this early stage?
Well, that's the big question. I mean, Guan Yu's doing double the player damage right now, which is no shocker at all. Solo lane is pretty much a slap fight with just chunk damage.
Paradox needs one in hand, does Mask. Can he close the distance? There it is. Yes, there's a % damage. And the leap. 1, 2, down you go. Paradox spills for the second time this game. And as we were kind of saying, the first game we cast of Nomad, Paradox is the player to watch here. Is there enough talent in North America in the Hunter role? And follow-up question, where is the talent in North America in the Hunter role?
Madman Mark.
Having a tough game is Paradox.
Madman Mark's got it. Famous Hate's there. Looks to be that way, at least. He's definitely winning the boxing matchup, which I think is the big thing for North American Hunters. A lot of them love just boxing, but they have a hard time, it seems, translating it into like a team fight.
Maybe. Speaking of team fights, we have one breaking out here. It's a nice taunt out by Athena into the Agni Bomb, but not really that much follow-up, just kind of a casual ultimate from Agni.
Yeah, and now they're actually going to be able to steal this speed buff as well, which is going to be huge. Awilix loves her speed buff, and that's going to set her back a bit, and that's going to be the blue as well. So Guan Yu has to use his mana very, very sparingly.
Approaching 2,000 gold and 2,000 experience lead is Cognitive Gaming, making their way there slowly but surely. Nice play out of Sasek here. Just hops on the horse, doesn't want to deal with any shenanigans from that Surcat. Doesn't have wards really deep on that side of the jungle. He has the one right next to the lane, but doesn't have great vision to see if anyone's coming to try to gank him. Might as well just be safe.
Yep, so now you're going to see that blue buff get taken as well, so this is all pretty much routine. Mask is going to get a refresher here on the speed buff if he really wants it, and Kukulkan's going to be here to suck up this experience, which is very, very good. He's going to continue to grow this lead. We're only 5 minutes in, and this seems to be spiraling out of control for Nomad.
Yeah, Heroin has definitely been hanging out with Ron Point recently here, as he is all over it, picking up and leeching all of that experience.
Famous hate. Taking a look at the duo lane here. He's got the poke down just a little bit. He's forcing out Mr. Makey, and the combination of Sylvanas and Artemis is really, really good. The backlit flip's going to be there, so no pull though. He does know it's down though.
Yeah, the lane doesn't have a lot of kill potential.
Yeah, no,
obviously, if they can make it happen, right? If they can get like the pluck into the root, into the trap, into the knock up, into the board, they have a pretty nice CC chain, but it's very execution dependent. And honestly, at the end of the day, Jigs without any like really kind of slows, really only skill shots, it's not the easiest lineup in the world to deal with. Right side, Meerkat perfectly happy to go toe to toe with 2, as a very underfarmed Awilix is not much of a threat to the
no. She does not care. Meerkat's just going to be able to he's going to go for the juggle here. He's going to heal off the wave, dash forward, waiting for the switch stance. There it is. He's going to commit, and he might be able to get this. He's got the juggle, and that's a good dash, and then that's going to be Neath follow-up as well.
Forces the Neath ult.
Yeah, this is good. They might be able to get the kill potential here. There's the combo. There's going to be one, but Surket's here as well. She's got the madness on him, looking for a second one, but here comes Agni.
Agni dashing through, forced to run through it. No, and the bomb going to miss as well. Ultimate from Kukulkan. Awilix avoids it with her invulnerability frames. Everything dumped into her by the Sylvanas, but no follow-up, and this skirmish is over.
That is one lucky cat. Awilix got pretty lucky there with the immunity frames. That was almost set up perfectly for Kukulkan. Heroin just hitting a huge ultimate. It does a lot of damage, guys. That's all you need to know.
Yes. Yes, it does. The Kukulkan ultimate is that large spirit dragon that rips through the landscape there. It knocks back all targets it hits kind of horizontally to perpendicular to its direction of travel, and also does a tremendous amount of damage.
He's kind of all over the place with his build, though. You can see he went into Soul Trap here, which is going to be tier 2 of Book of Thoth, 100% guaranteed, and then he was like, well, I might as well just get level 1 boots.
A little bit of MS, why not?
Traditionally, it's always just about finish your item.
Yeah, get it done as fast as possible. But I guess the extra 300 gold, while he was at the base, he decided, pick that up, get my beads one as well. Let's slow down my Book of Thoth. We did so well in this early game. Maybe there's no reason to rush it.
Yeah.
Although normally you would see the inverse of that, right, where it's like, the opposite of that, where you're doing so well in the early game, might as well rush this really greedy item.
Yeah, for sure. And so now it's just going to be all about wave shopping. We haven't seen a Gold Fury yet, but that should be the next one, so have your eyes around that. Right side of the map, though, is just going to be Tyr and Sasek just basically slapping one another. Could see the rotation come out of Meerkat, though, if he really wants it.
Yeah, the Awilix had a pretty decent time. Oh, no, that's a pluck into an ultimate. It speeds the way. In a lot of trouble with Awilix, but she leaps off of Suku and will be okay. I mean, it's the battle of the hyper-mobile junglers here.
Oh, this is big. They have the timer and speed buff. I was wondering what the grouping was, and they just want to get this speed buff. They also have the blue as well. Athena has to come over to rotate for this. Sasek, he's going to put himself in harm's way here as Mr. Makey's going to be there. He's got the bombs. Meerkat's going to go for the focus, and now their attention's turned onto Agni.
Oh, that's a great combination there as the Meerkat Fearless Chain comes through and pushes it right in to that Heroin ultimate. Over the top comes the Lawbringer, and he lands with a force. Mask is down. Jigs to fall as well. Heroin down as well. No, I'm sorry. Jigs picking up credit for the kill there on to Med Yankee. Mr. Mackey falling as well. It's 2-for-2 trade. Jungler and mid laner traded for mid laner and support in favor of Team Nomad.
Yeah, and Jigs this whole time was like, I don't really want to deal with any of this. Meerkat, you're not going to die, so it doesn't matter. Rune Forged and level 1 teleport, so he's going to go back, finish out his boots, and then probably teleport in the lane and not miss much of anything here, which is going to be really, really big.
Kind of comes down to whether or not, I mean, like, Jigs so far this game, like, He's basically dumped everything the second that he gets into it. He pulls someone and dumps all the spells into him. Will that come back and bite them in some of these later team fights? Is he a little too trigger happy?
Which, to be fair, some teams actually prefer that. They're just like, hey, just go in there and do everything. But I agree. He's going to have to start using things a little bit more sparingly.
We approach the 10-minute mark here. The score is 7-3 in favor of Cognitive Gaming. They've built themselves a tidy little gold and experience lead here to the tune of 3,000 experience, 2,100 gold. Looking pretty decent for them in the early game, although it could be a lot worse considering how well this one got off. Nomad doing a decent job of stopping the bleeding.
Yep. Big fan of Athena picking up the early shell here to kind of make up for the difference here. So this shell, when activated, is going to give you 15 protections level 1, and it's going to just continue to increase. You never complain about getting free protections from a support.
Yeah, no, you're never going to be.
No, you're not going to be like, oh, why did you get that?
It's thrilling.
Yeah.
But it does prevent, the Heavenly Agility or later in the game if they wanted to shut down healing. Although no clear kind of healing potential out of Cognitive Gaming with the exception of Sylvanas. It looks like a pretty good shell game.
So now the shove here, you're going to see, Herwin, so Kukulkan, he doesn't really have an escape. He's very, very slow, and he's easily ganked. But what's hard about him is that you step in the whirlwind, and that's going to be a quarter of your health at this point on. He has the damage to back it up.
He does for now. And well, speaking of damage, Mask here that we're riding along with. Will he find what he's looking for over the top? There's the leap. Oh, and this is you're dead.
Yeah.
Already used the leap and no, just
he's
off the
still
mark
alive.
with the ultimate. He's
Here
the one in
goes.
hand. There it is. The poison spreads. I don't think it actually hit anybody though. Moving forward is Mask. Does he have another taunt available? Or I'm sorry, Mesmerize available? No, not at the moment. No, Charm. It's a Charm. That's what it is. We call it Madness, I believe.
Yeah, it's Madness. Is that song? That song's probably still a thing.
It's still a thing for me, Scott.
I'm glad, dude. Hey, it's all about at the end of the day what makes you happy, Bart.
That's right.
I'm Team Bart. The taunt's gonna happen. Nomad's gonna hit the steal.
Yikes!
And Mr. Mickey may pay with his life here as the Madness is coming off of cooldown, and they're actually not going to continue. Neath just getting free poke, though. Meerkat's going to be able to just wipe one right off the table.
Yeah, Mr. Mackey having a tough game. It's a big Athena ultimate into the shield wall, but they do have the damage. Mask dashing through, finds one. Heroin finds the other, and they do secure a couple of kills there. It's a 3-4-0 trade there in kills, but Gold Fury does go to the credit of Team Nomad. A nice steal away there by Matt Yankee.
Well, looks like BC. Oh, he's got the pull here on Meerkat. Meerkat could pay with his life. He's going to try to juke. He's got a little bit here. He's doing a good job. He's baiting him back in. He's waiting for it. Oh, he was waiting on the cooldowns to get the heal off. That's why Tyr is so strong. You're looking at a Tyr right now who just has Runeforged and boots. Just wait until 10 minutes from now what he's going to do in a team fight.
This is a Wheelish, man, doing pretty well. BCHM showing us a little bit of the potential this god has. 3-1-0. Jotun's Wrath online, keeping pace fairly well with the Cirquette, although she has 2 more kills to her credit. He's a little bit behind, but not too much. And we'll see how he transitions this one. Will it be the in-hand focus build out of a Wheelix or more the ability focus build? Well,
Cirquette has about 5 more minutes until she is just doing Cirquette things, which is just blowing people up. She's got Jotuns, which is going to help a lot, but next is going to be Deathbringer. And when Deathbringer's done, everyone she jumps on will die.
Everything changes.
Yeah, the world
is
her oyster.
Her damage potential becomes a lot bigger. Obviously, she has to get the RNG to kind of achieve that, but the damage potential definitely goes through the roof on Cirquette. If you don't know, her number 1, which is the zigzag dash that you're seeing, can crit. And so with the Deathbringer, obviously, sometimes all of them crit, and you've successfully done a tremendous amount of damage.
And, you just, end up, punching them after you get the stacked up poison, and then you just see their health disappear, and you're like, ah, nice. I like this. Cirquette kind of lingering. Mass looks to do something here. I think he might have walked over a ward as Agni's going to see him. They've turned their gaze. They might be able to get it. That's going to be an easy kill for a Wheelix.
That feather step just flying over his head and blowing up Mass. Mass underestimating the damage of a Wheelish, and, well, part of the strength of this god is that how many people really know how to fight her?
Yeah. Not many, and I think we're going to see the cute combos come out at the start of around the start of SPL. We'll probably see the cute combos of Hubwa and a Wheelix, and then
I don't think we're going to see any Hubwa.
You don't think so?
I don't think he fits in the meta right now.
Come on.
It's not very oriented. It's not tremendously oriented on burst. It's still fairly important. Mobility and healing seem to be the two more valued stats.
Yeah, sustain's always going to be big.
Followed by maybe zone control, and Hubwa doesn't bring really any of that. He's more of the assassin burst damage mage. Right side lane, trying to battle away the two-man gank once again is Meerkat. He takes about half his HP, but he's going to be A-okay.
Yep, he's just going to wait to get the guaranteed heal off this. Serket looks like she might be going in route as well, but you can just see the sustain that Tyr has. I mean, look at that. He's basically up to full health. Serket's going to get her speed buff as well. Keep in mind, they do have the timer on Nomad, so that's a big advantage for COG.
Well, it's 11 kills to 5. 15 minutes into this one, Cognitive Gaming still holding a lead. They're up 3,000 experience, 1,600 gold. So they haven't really continued to grow their gold lead. The steal of the gold fury by Team Nomad hurting their snowball, but they still hold the lead fairly convincingly. Can they kind of transition this, though, into some towers? They have the tier 1 on the left, which is great for them, but it does make it so that, you know, Famous Hate has a little bit of a harder time farming here, as the lane is going to be, he's going to push it up to that tier 2 probably more often than not, trying to kind of flash farm. And that leaves him out of position for, you know, about a minute at a time. He has to be careful of that, and leaves a lot of farm on the table for Paradox to get back into this one. Team Nomad, they got to win a team fight here and take the next Gold Fury spawn. She'll be back up in the next minute, so this next fight very important. And Jigs moving in. The ultimate goes, doesn't actually knock anyone up, it speeds the way. And now Jigs and Mask very, very deep here. They take quite a bit of damage. Can they find Jigs? The ultimate is not going to come through from BCHM because of the taunt from Mask. The ultimate from Heroin is there, not enough to find the kill. Yes, it's the poison, and the poison spreads to Athena, who's now being chased out as well. No healing for you. Meerkat with a CC chain. No follow-up damage just yet. Mr. Mackey finds a taunt, but it's blown away. There's the boar coming through. The chain stun is good. Famous Hate going to try to do what he can to Guan Yu, but Guan Yu's going to be able to stun him out. He misses the stun altogether to Sasek. Oh, no, and now pulled back in by the Sylvanas. And it continues to turn worse and worse for Team Nomad. No members down for Cognitive Gaming. Nomad drops 3. Their support and 2 cores, and Famous Hate takes the tier 1 as well, unable to be stopped. 3,300 gold, 5,800 experience for Cognitive Gaming. Gold Fury in 10 seconds. This one's going to get even worse for the boys of Nomad.
Yeah, they're even going to go back to the base, buy some items, and then go for the Gold Fury fresh. This is going to be scary. You're going to see level 2 of, oh, is that a Malice? Okay, so Serket going with the Malice approach over to Deathbringer.
All right.
That is, I'm interested.
He's thinking. He's thinking hard.
He's thinking? Yeah.
Yeah, so what does the dot damage grant them? Obviously, Awilix pretty mobile. Agni pretty mobile as well, so maybe looking to pick them up with the dot damage overall. Obviously, it's pretty effective DPS, the Malice is. It's more kind of, do you value the burst versus the dot? So.
Yeah.
Dot to deal with the Guan Yu horse, like the Awilix escape, the Agni escape, you know, very mobile gods here, so. If that's the thinking, it seems to make sense in that respect. Fighting into a choke here, though, is Team Nomad, and this is probably not a great idea. Met Yankee in a lot of trouble, and erased. Sasek gets knocked over there as well by that Heroin ultimate. Over the top comes the Lawbringer. Meerkat doing a lot there. Paradox procs the passive from Sylvanas, rooting him in place, and that leads enough for Mass to try to get into this one. He's forced out, though, but the Tusky Boar Stun is here. Not going to chain stun as the fight continues on further into the jungle. Trying to get big is BCHM, but Famous Hate only needs a few in-hands to find that kill. Now he's going to look for Heroin. He's going to go down. Mass coming through as well, but it's once again 4 for 1 traded. Heroin the only one to fall for Cognitive Gaming. Nomad having a really tough time, and now I don't know if they can hold out the tier 2 push coming through from Cognitive.
Yeah, that was a great fight for COG, too. That's exactly what they wanted. They wanted them to get split up. Nomad, when they're grouped together, just because when you have an Athena plus an Agni, your CC chain is insane. You can control a team fight. So they split them up using the Serket. She just kind of jumped in there and then kind of dashed out, and she kind of separated the team. She parted the seas, if you will. And because of that, COG was able to take advantage of it.
They are able to really exploit some of the mistakes by Nomad in that fight. Fighting in that choke really just kind of ruined that fight for them.
Kukulkan, that's Kukulkan 101.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for.
You funnel him.
And my God, Scott, it's a 6-stack Warlock Sash for Mr. Mackey here. And Kukulkan has a finished Book of Thoth on top of his Sphere of the Magus. I mean, it's a complete just raffle stomp in the mid lane, honestly. 1,500 gold and 2 levels to the credit of Kukulkan. And it's really making a big impact in these fights.
Now, Spear Magus with the damage, as well as shredding through the protections. If Agni steps into a whirlwind, it's curtains.
Yeah.
He will be dead.
No, I'm sorry. Mask is going to die there. BCHM getting the knock-up. Neath ultimate on the way as well to secure that one. They get an important kill onto Mask there to slow down kill attempts. But with Gold Fury 3 minutes away and no one really in a position to take the Fire Giant, the kill only serves to give them some golden experience.
So Ikavo online for Neath. On the opposite side, though, Artemis saying, I don't really want it. I'm going to go with the damage and then into the crit. You see the Executioner there. That is what Neath is getting ready to build into. She might have to actually prioritize actives here soon, though. But, like, she's got level 1 sprint and she's got level 1 beads, but it's not going to be long until she needs sprint 3.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's always kind of a big question of, do you time it, or like when does the timing come? When should you invest the gold? BCHM, not sure what the play was there. Maybe just juking Meerkat a little bit, but blows the Magi's Blessing that he has just picked up here as we approach the 20-minute mark.
Well, Meerkat looking. Jigs is here as well. Jigs looking for the Awelix. Barely missing the pull. And Meerkat's just going to sit here and just split this lane with him. Meanwhile, Neath is completely uncontested. This might be a tier 1 tower here. She's got a wave following just right behind her, so that should be a tier 1 in favor of Nomad.
Meerkat's going to use Lawbringer to get out of this one. Can he get chased down by Guan Yu? No. The stun off of the mark. Meerkat is going to get flipped over. Sylvanas' ultimate is here, and now the return damage comes from Cognitive Gaming. Can they counter engage? A shell is used, but still no Kukulkan ultimate off. The timing there a little bit is met Yankee with that shell, but it's a big Agni stun coming through. Mask avoids the second bomb, and the 4-man front, consolidated front with Artemis rotating in. Here comes Cognitive.
Yep, Artemis rotates in. Neath is actually going to go for the split push in the tier 1, and that is actually a very, very smart play. She could have stayed in the duo lane as well and just pushed down that tier 2, but she wants the overall pressure, but she's got to be careful. As you can just see, Cog is going to be here. Mask does have the speed buff. Mask has the poison on her, but he doesn't have the follow-up unless he continues to chase, and he's not going to. That's rule number 1 in video games. Don't chase.
Any game, don't do the chasing.
No, never.
Fire Giant, he's going to get aggroed here. Meerkat trying to make his way to the front line to stall us out, and it looks like he will be successful as Cognitive's here is 5 strong. Will they make their bid for the Fire Giant known?
Well, Herwin still has his ultimate online. They really want to force him into that bottleneck in between speed buff and the other structure right there, because that's a guaranteed ult for him. That's a lot of damage it's going to hit for. I mean, you're looking at 800 flat, so you're looking at 700 flat right now. Without anything.
50,000 gold to 46,500 gold. Cognitive Gaming still holding a pretty decent lead here. 21 minutes, 40 seconds in. If you're just joining us, this is the 3rd, 4th place matchup in the North American SPL Qualifiers, week number 2. And Cog looking to improve their seeding even more by with a 3rd place finish here this week.
Well, here comes the Fire Giant dance is going to be on. The teleport is active for Tyr. Might look to see him go right back in. The taunt's going to come in. Herwin's going to actually beads that as well. So beads are going to be down.
And their beads 180 seconds cooldown now.
Ooh, man. Well, Tyr's here. Tyr's going to get 2. Jigs now all the way in the back line, though. He's already ultimate, and he's got a pull.
Well, let's see. Mask, he's trying to hold the Fire Giant line in the backside. Here comes the Guan Yu. Tusky comes out, stuns the board. Not going to get much out of that, but then goes forward and finds another target. Herwin, he's forced out of this match for the moment, but he finds another choke to fire his ultimate off in, and that does a lot of damage to Sasek. And the explosion, yes, Mask does get credit for that kill. The poison did spread indeed to Met Yankee, so he's unable to heal and force out his fight for the moment. It's a 4v5 for now. Jigs, no mana on the Sylvanas, but plenty of health to try for this Fire Giant. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case today as Paradox has made his way over.
The one thing that's important to note right there as to why Herwin's being able to set this up so easily, one, his teammates' positioning is fantastic, but he's also leveled up his Zephyr all the way, and that's going to be slowing for 50%.
Ooh.
That's you almost got to beads that at that point.
Yeah, 50% slow is, I mean, you're crawling.
It's just, it's like the raw slow as well. It's just like one of those things, it's so annoying to get hit with.
Traditional build here coming up from the Artemis. Devs loves into the damage boots, attack, or Executioner. But a Deathbringer a bit early and then a Rage Blade. Meerkat just overstays his welcome there, basically gets soloed, or I'm sorry, gets killed by the duo of Paradox and Sasek. And, well, you know, that kill, while it feels like they finally killed the raid boss of Tyr, it doesn't really net them that much as there's 2 members for Cognitive on the right side of the map. They're going to be able to hold this tower.
Yeah. If they even want to, they might just give it up. Like, it doesn't look like Sylvanas has any interest. Actually, he's just going to go through the safe way as Serket's going to jump over. And meanwhile, Artemis is actually soloing the Gold Fury right now. Here comes Agni. Agni spots it out. They're going to go ahead and get the reset on that. That normally when you don't see someone in the duo lane for a long period of time, when the wave shoved all the way up, you check Gold Fury.
So, mid lane here, we're taking a ride with Mr. Mackey for the moment. Now going over to the right side lane with BCHM, and we see It's the one and only Met Yankee doing a little bit of counter warding at the Gold Fury here. So vision advantage for the moment to Team Nomad, but you got to think this next Gold Fury is going to be starting off fairly soon. She's been up for a couple minutes now, and the fight has been mostly on the right side of the map. But, now looking maybe to find the kills here. Trying to converge is Cognitive Gaming. Mask? No, he misses both of the taunts. And now leaping away is BCHM. And that should be it for the moment.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to continue on this one. They're just going to basically push. But they've invested so much that now Nomad says, oh, wait. The entire team's over there? This is a free Gold Fury. They're going to be able to burst this down. But with that said, we might see the start on the Fire Giant. Nope. We're just going to see a little bit of the vision battle come.
Yeah,
Agni's going to rotate. They could go for this. This is a 5-on-3 right now.
Yeah, do they know it, though? It looks like they realize there's not reinforcements, at least for the moment. They realize the Gold Fury's gone down, and now they take the fight. But Athena can rally very, very quickly, as we see Sasek is taking her into the fight. But you can see Meerkat goes right to where Mask is to try to peel for him as Met Yankee is here in the front line. Sasek is the only one going to be affected by that shell besides the Athena. But in the Mac line, it's BCHM. Neath Ultimate used from the left side of the map, and she's going to look to push tier 2. And this is going to end up being a pretty decent trade for Nomad as long as they're able to hold the Fire Giant.
Yeah, and Tier's in a pickle right now. He's in between tier 1 and tier 2, and that means just 3 members of Nomad. They're going to try to burst this down. They have to deal with the dance. Mr. Yankee's looking.
Oh!
God, Kakolkadol to the face.
Yeah, right into it, too. He saw that one coming and realized it was far too late. Then Fire Giant does go down in favor of Cognitive and Nomad. Now, that trade is not looking so great, but they will find a Phoenix on the left side. The combat continues on. Neath, she may go right into the base here and start picking away at the Titan as well. Sasek got the Fire Giant?
Question mark, shocker. I was more impressed by the Kakolkadol.
It said, yeah, I saw Cognitive Gaming, but maybe I'm crazy. Nomad picks that one up. Sasek
No. You're definitely crazy.
I'm crazy?
Yeah, well, look, there's no buff.
No, I see it. I know they didn't get it. Sasek got it. In my brain, I saw Team Nomad there, but they stole it. My God.
Sweet mother of Mary.
So Sasek, Met Yankee, really, I guess, a diversion. He caught all of us by surprise there. Everything dumped into him to prevent him from taking it. And Sasek comes in and casually hogs the Fire Giant for the steal. Well played, Nomad. And they get the Phoenix out of that one. A tremendous trade for them.
Yeah, that's huge. Guan Yu showing that he can kind of handle a little bit of tier. He's going to be okay, and he can steal things, which is always good. Taking a look at the builds here, though. Divine Ruin coming out for Agni. He's only got 42 stacks on his Warlock Sash. This is a really big problem. He needs to come into some stacks now.
I'm still kind of reeling from that feint there.
Stop being human, Bart.
They put Met Yankee in there early. Right, let him get blown up, and it just allows Sasek to slip through and steal that Fire Giant away. Just excellent coordination from Team Nomad.
Yeah. That's I guess that's the advantage of having 2 hand 3s.
Yeah, and to be fair, Guan Yu pretty damn hard to keep out of the Fire Giant pit with the red hair.
Yeah, for sure. So now we're going to see Cog's back's going to be against the wall here. They have to deal with the Fire Giant being on Nomad for about 3 more minutes here. It's 22-9. It's going to be really weird to see them on their heels.
It will, yes. But the experience advantage is overwhelmingly in favor of Cognitive. A lot of level 20s over here. Nomad has to be careful. Even with the Fire Giant buff, 3 members get knocked up by the Sylvanas ultimate, but there is no follow-up to that, and it's a big team fight ultimate wasted here. Nomad should realize that they can just fight into this now.
Yep. Neath, I think they were waiting on Neath. Neath tried to shove up mid just a bit, and now she's going to be here with the team. Really eyes on Yankee. Yankee should be the one who's going to be setting this up. If he sees an easy taunt, he's going to be able to do it.
Where is I think Nomad needs to realize that without Sylvanas ultimate, all they really have is Husky.
They can do the things. They can do everything. I think they might be giving Meerkat too much credit here, as he would have to go from behind. You can see the pings go down. That's a lot of fire minions, and now they're forced all the way back. They were just playing the waiting game. Yeah,
I guess they wanted to get that tier 2 for free, but I think they can just wipe Cog here. Without Sylvanas counter initiation, like, what does this team really have? If they don't hit the tier Fearless chain, it's just Husky.
Yeah, pretty much. And we're going to be seeing Wrath of Terra is going to be online in about 15 seconds here for Sylvanas, so they've stalled out. He got a pull, though.
It's on to Sasek. Sasek, a pretty beefy target. With the Fire Giant buff, going to be able to heal that back fairly well. But yeah, they haven't made enough time. Sylvanas ultimate back up in about 5 seconds. He's going to be A-okay. And Cognitive, they're gonna be forced to relinquish his tier 2 mid as well. So a couple of safe tier 2s taken by Nomad. This will recoup the gold. In fact, give them a pretty significant gold advantage to the tune of about 4,000 here. But they don't really pick up another Phoenix there to capitalize off of the work done earlier by Paradox. Overall, it's an excellent set of events for Nomad, and it puts them squarely back into this game. In fact, maybe even a bit into the advantage here, as they've drawn parity basically in levels and have taken the gold advantage over, plus one Phoenix down on the left side.
Well, Jotun's getting picked up here for Guan Yu. We're going to see a Titan's Bane as well as a Tier 2 of Shifter Shield coming out for a Wheelix. And that is going to make her hard to deal with, as well as a Magi's for Athena. Neith is at the point now where she's pretty much 6-slotted. She's just waiting to sell the Bluestone Pendant. She's got Ichabod, so she can box. Artemis doesn't have Ichabod, but she does have the crits.
Yeah, Artemis has no trouble boxing anybody. A little bit of physical power reduction ain't going to bother her too much.
No, not at all. And then there's also a Soul Reaver here on Kukulkan, which he's got to use that very, very wisely, because that proc can go down. Yeah,
his first bit of damage has to be good. Well, although I guess he really doesn't care. If he hits anybody with any spell, he's perfectly happy for it to take a nice big chunk of percentage HP there. Gold Fury, started up on the left side of the map by Team Nomad this time. Feel themselves a little bit. They're going to take it down pretty quickly now in execute range. Not going to use the Hog, obviously, as there is no contention, and Fire Giant will be back up in 15 seconds. And that is where the fight will be.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, Cog has no wards at all telling them where they're going to be coming from. They have no vision here, and Jigs is looking to aggress.
3 seconds, 2 seconds. Fire Giant is spawning back into the map now. And who will get the first pickup seems to be the question. Oh, no. Is Mask... Did they see Mask recall with that ward?
No. Why did Mask recall?
Why do you recall there, Mask? He has to stop the push on the left side. They don't want to lose the Phoenix again. But can Nomad capitalize?
Well, they're going to see Serket very, very soon. Neith is also pushing out as well. They now see, they should see her. Lawbringer's going to be there. He's juggling Yankee.
Meerkat going down really, really quickly there. The Jig's ultimate blown yet again. He's just not finding them this game, and he's going to be run down by Sasek, who's now making his way to the backline. Tusky going to be used as well. He's going to get stunned out. I know it. The stun comes through right as he still has CC immunity, and Tusky misses the stun again as Suku leaps away with BCHM. And Tusky forces to fight the Fire Giant, where he's not going to get much done there. However, Cognitive holds even with Mask going back.
Yeah, Cognitive does have the hold. The teleport is going to still be on for Tier, so this is no worry at all. He can go back and come back in. And now Jigs is going to be pushing up. The Fire Giant's going to be focused on him, though. Hurlwind's forced to beads out here. He's got the Whirlwind down. Paradox is able to take out Jigs.
Is that Serket ultimate going to be enough to find the kill? It will indeed, as Sasek takes a spill. No one else affected by it there. But Fire Giant, he is still up and healthy as the fight rages on.
Yep, this might be trouble here. Mask now forced all the way back. This is going to be Meerkat. Meerkat forced to use his ultimate, goes out, and now he's going to get focused down. Mr. Makey able to clean him up. You can see the Athena taunt coming in. They have options. They can shove this wave up. They can go for the destruction of the Phoenix, or they can go back and take out the Fire Giant, or option number 3, they can just sit here and clear out the jungle. There's going to be a big taunt as well. Mask is just going to get erased. They're going to go for the exposed Phoenix, and it looks like they might be making the push here to end the game. They have so many people down. Jigs is going to be up in 3 seconds, but after that, there's no one who can do damage.
Yeah, I think it could very well be the game here. The Agni Bombs are going to do a lot. The Plasma Flames as well. The Titan falling quickly here. Will it be enough? Down to 50% now, trying to battle away. But down will go Jigs, and he was really the last line of defense. It's just Famous Hate, and he's just up. It's not enough. Cognitive Gaming will fall to Team Nomad. My goodness.
So much for our predictions, Bart.
So Nomad knocks out not only Team Eager, but now goes on in the third, fourth place matchup to knock off a very, very strong-looking Cognitive Gaming.
And they also, they did that without Jerby. Right? Like, without Jerby, without their shot caller.
Arguably their best player.
Yeah, arguably their best player. They still were able to come out on top. Throughout the entire time, I was like, oh, God, I don't know how they're going to win this. And both of us were like, you know, we saw the Serket pick. Looking at the lineup, and Serket, Sylvanas, it looked all good, but they weren't able to finish.
Well, the play of the game there in that one definitely seemed to be the Fire Giant steal from Nomad.
Oh, God, yeah.
Met Yankee dashes and gets blown up, and Sasek takes that one away. Yep. Really a tremendously executed play.
I just want to look at the damage here, man. Whew.
Yeah, what are the damage numbers looking like from Nomad here before we transition on?
Nomad, the highest one is going to be Paradox with 23,000 damage. That's going to be the Neith. The ultimate, she used it very, very well throughout the entire game.
Yeah, the Hunters continue to seem to be doing a lot of damage here in Season 2.
No shocker.
Yeah, no.
But what about Pen Boots, man?
Second highest on the team is Sasek, and speaking of Sasek, I think we have him on the line here for a bit of a post-game interview. Sasek, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, buddy. So congratulations on your victory in the third place final, or ending here in week number 2. You got to walk us through what's happening during that Fire Giant steal. So we're all watching Met Yankee get exploded by Heroin. What was the call going into that engagement?
The call for that was that I had teleport up at that fight, and I knew that we had a ward in the back, and Makey knew that too. So what happened was Makey tried to stun the Sylvanas while they tried engaging, and I just came from behind and stole it. It was pretty clean.
Yeah, that Guan Yu ultimate. Very good at doing that. Also, we noticed, obviously, Jerby unable to play here with a bit of a client issue. How is it like transitioning? I mean, this is an important game for you guys because it really affects seed positioning going into the third week. I mean, how is it playing with a new player in the mid? Do you guys have a lot of experience playing with Mr. Mackey, or was this a little bit of a surprise?
This was kind of a last-minute thing.
Gotcha.
So he doesn't really play mid either, but he was a sub, so we kind of needed to use him. So basically, we just decided early game we just need to chill for a little bit, and it would be fine.
Dude, that is a scary call. We're just like,
that is.
Hey, Jerby, you can't play, man. What do we do? Well, I got this guy. He's never played mid before.
Right. But I heard Agni's easy. So, I mean, Famous Hate gets a double kill on your dual lane at the very beginning of this game. I mean, what was the chatter like in your comms during that? Were you guys, like, discouraged, or was it like, man, we got our work cut out for us now?
No, like I said, we're just chilling around. Like, we were, like, sad that we got a double killed, but at the same time, we knew that we could still come back and win the game.
Okay.
No, well, really, really well played overall there. That definitely worked out in your favor. And kind of finally here, the Awilich pick really early on in the draft, in the first picking phase, I mean, do you guys think that she's going to get banned? Is this something you've been running in scrims and people are starting to see? Or what's the reasoning behind picking what seems to be a fairly low priority god, although powerful so early in the draft?
Well, their team comp really helped with that, and we knew that there weren't many other junglers at that time during the picking phase, so we just knew that we needed to pick her up, and it worked in the end.
I mean, do you think they would have banned that Awilich against you guys?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of junglers on the line, or on the table, I mean, but it's really just for Bickham's playstyle.
Well, and now is that a Bickham? That's how you guys say it. We're saying
we've
BCHM.
been
That makes a lot more sense. Do you like Awilich kind of to go up against the Circuit because you're so mobile, or is it just truly just a god and player combination?
Against Circuit with her jump, it's very nice, and he was also getting lots of picks that game with his 3 ult, which were really helpful in the game.
Yeah, notably that kill that the two of you had on a Meerkat in the solo lane about halfway through the game really kind of indicated how powerful this god can be. Well, congratulations to you guys. Do you have any shout-outs before we let you off the hook?
Shout out to Jerby, being the best. I'm sorry for your client.
Yeah, shout-outs to Jerby's computer. Thank you very much, Sasek, the solo laner for Team Nomad, coming through and giving us the post-game interview, guys. That does it for the third, fourth place game. We're moving into the best of 3 finals. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be Denial going up this week in a pretty interesting game, Scott. Their opponents, I'll let you introduce them.
No shocker. It's complexity. I don't think this team's had a hard time at all in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
No one's really tested them.
Not yet. We'll see if Incon and the boys can do it up against Denial, formerly known as the 5 Angry Men. That does it for us here from the commentary desk. We'll be back in 5 minutes with our best of 3 finals.